We back with another casual Geographic.
You've never seen animals like this before.
Yeah. Wait, hold on.
Learning more about our animals, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's the perfect
Learning
channel
more about Palumi's people,
you know what I'm
saying? Palumi's people.
But this dude is so educated. I'm pretty sure they played this dude video at school, bro.
They got to, bro.
They got to be.
But look,
She
man, we're
did.
gonna get into this video, man. We're gonna see what animals, you know what I'm saying. Dude,
We
man,
never
let us know about you, baby. Yeah, dude, chat.
Ma, come outside, there's a moose!
Bro, I
There's a
remember.
fucking moose. I think it's in Buffalo.
What the fuck is this?
Oh!
My
Yo, I didn't think he had a pencil.
Chances are, most of you have never seen this tree chunk before.
What
I'll tell you in a
the fuck is
second,
that?
but first, quick question. If you had to take a blind guess, how many species of mammals do you think are in the world? Think of all the ones you've seen in your entire life and try to imagine what number that would add up to. The answer? 6,495. And counting, and that's just the mammals. Add in animals in general, we're talking millions. Which brings me to my next point.
Armadillo, something like that.
I remember.
Yo, armadillo.
From Madagascar. What the fuck is that? Damn, that's from Madagascar.
Nothing.
Something from the Bronx. Oh,
That nigga said something from the Bronx.
It's right there on 14th Street.
But I remember that time, bro. That man said that nigga.
Madagascar. Something from the Bronx. Oh, that's super nasty. One of them is right there on 14th Street.
Niggas right there.
That nigga said one of them niggas right there on
Laugh at my
14th
man's all
Street.
you want, but understand, if school doesn't teach it to you, and you don't see it in a zoo or on National Geographic, and it's not the animal of the week on Reddit, you'd have no way of knowing some animals even exist.
That's fact.
Which is
That's
why I
true.
can personally guarantee that you haven't seen or heard of all 10 animals in this video. You might know 3 or 4, Animal Planet veterans might get 6 or 7, and hey, some of y'all might know 8 just from watching me long enough. But I promise you there's gonna be at least one animal I talk about that you've never heard of before. I put that on my hairline, and I wear this hat every video for a reason. If I show you something new, you lose, and you gotta comment what animal was the one that stump you.
Yeah, I don't
For
even know
90%
what the
of y'all,
hell
the
that
game
is.
ends right
Is that a
here.
butterfly?
Because what do you think this is?
I don't know what that
Some kind
fucking
of
is.
monkey?
That's
Maybe an
a-
obese
I thought it was like a
AI
cat.
generated sloth? You're not gonna believe this. It's a koala.
Yeah, I
Okay,
thought
not really,
so.
but koala's actually
Oh,
closer
okay.
than anything else I said. This porky, dead-eyed struggle monkey is the Bear Cuscus. And despite looking like nature made it on a deadline with spare parts, it's actually a marsupial. This thing that looks like a Madagascar understudy is more related to kangaroos, devils, and quokkas than it is to any lemur. And that's about as much as we know about them because we haven't been able to figure out much more. They've essentially been gatekept from the rest of the world, only found on the Indonesian island of Sulawesi and remote islands nearby. We have no clue how many overstuffed tree chunguses or chungai are in circulation. Currently, only 4 zoos have this monkey sloth on its roster. Even its name is an identity crisis since cuscus means possum, meaning on paper, you're looking at a bear possum. But its Latin name is Aleurops ursidus. And I didn't take Latin in high school because French was too sexy, but I'm pretty sure that means cat bear. Basically, not even science had a handle on what this off-brand koala was. And they have the same meal plan as them, and since they eat nothing but leaves, they virtually spend their entire lives on quarter playback speed. In fact, this great value lemur spends 5% of its day eating and 63% resting. That's 16 hours a day eating and recovering from eating. That is load management.
Damn.
And boy, is this tree chonk a load. They'd probably be cute if their eyes didn't disturb me on a spiritual level. This is a cuscus that has seen some shit. And clearly they never
That seen
recover
some
because they're
shit.
painfully shy and will even cover themselves with leaves if they see you first, since they're terrified of humans and only live in the most isolated areas of the forest. Also, this is the Lud Bear Cuscus, and they're a lot cuter, but it also looks like a wombat that got severely laced. Well, with them being highly rare, tree-loving marsupial introverts, it makes sense that you've probably never seen them before. But the next animal is probably the biggest one you've never heard of. This animal has been called 6 Dissimilarities, and it's
I've
because
seen
it
this
honestly
shit.
looks like a wildebeest buffalo bear and friends all did a fusion dance, and this was the outcome.
Not a
This
moose?
absolute unit is a Takin, and they can stretch the scales at up to 800 pounds of pure confusion. The Takin is essentially a giga goat, with their closest relatives being the mountain goat and the chamois. And yes, the
Oh,
mountain
shit.
goat isn't an actual goat because that makes sense. The Sichuan Takin actually shares a range with the giant panda, and they use that nose to heat up air before it hits their lungs. That nose job of necessity
I
also
already
makes it look
lost.
like a moose that got too
For those
early in a
wondering.
beehive. Which is, no joke how they were first described by scientists. I won't do this for every animal, but its Latin name, Budorcus taxicolor, means badger-colored cow ox.
What?
Interesting. Takins also sweat oil that smells like burning rubber, and they use this to mark their territory. They're not known menaces, but they do
That's
have their
pretty
moments. In 2007, a Takin broke into a
Isn't there
man's
another
house.
animal that does that? I swear to God, I heard there was another animal that did that.
That's the oil thingy?
Territory?
No, like they sweat like a certain fume, and they
Mark their
use that
territory.
shit to mark their territory. I swear to God, I might have heard of this animal before, if that's the case.
Dude,
if it's not this one, then I swear there was another one I've heard.
I mean, the motherfucker
that
look
does that.
familiar, nigga. This nigga look like a fucking
It look
moose.
like a buffalo moose, bro.
And
fuck
8
it.
other people. One of them, a pregnant woman. And in 2018, during a routine visit from the
What?
vet, Takin decided other people. One of the moments. In 2007, a Takin broke into a man's house and injured him and 8 other people. One of them, a
Damn.
pregnant woman.
Damn.
And in 2018, during a routine visit from the vet, a Takin decided he wasn't having it anymore, busting out his enclosure doors and wandering the zoo for an hour, injuring 2 workers in the process. Basically, he's not a killer, but don't push him. Same thing with the next animal on this list, which might be the second biggest creature you've never heard of. Because a tapir is endowed in more ways than one. But we'll get to that. Guidelines, Willie. It's a giant plus-size river pig that's actually closer to horses, rhinos, and wild asses.
Elephant.
Oh, and donkeys too. They're also the national animal of Belize. Shout out to Belize if y'all out there. There's 4 types of tapirs, and a Malaysian one might just strike a nostalgia nerve if you ever played Pokemon. Because Drowsy was actually based on the travel-sized Oreo elephants of Asia. According to mythology, this tapir was associated with the Japanese Baku, and the Baku were said to feed on the dreams of people, especially nightmares. The IRL tapirs are pretty chill for what they are, even though they can get into the neighborhood of 700 pounds. But they have the dental facilities to bite clean through your arm, so they're definitely one of those F around and find out animals. One family found out when a tapir nearly ripped a 2-year-old in half during a supervised visit in a Dublin zoo. But for the most part, this boneless river rhino is just a flaccid-faced, gentle giant that I kind of wish the world was more aware of. I mean, just look at the teeth on this little guy. You can't tell me that's not cute. Speaking of where they come from, tapirs must have made a deal with the devil we don't know about. Since they have a 5th leg long enough to use as a strike, back scratcher. When it comes to herbivorous mammals of the world, the tapir is the real.
Yo! Them nigga being
I ain't gonna lie, I low-key want something like that, bro. I want to be able to scratch my back as a flex.
Like, with my pen, bro.
Like, yo, can you get my back, baby? Nah, man, I got it.
When it comes to herbivorous mammals of the world, the tapir is the real cock of the walk. And to cleanse your eyes from that unsolicited salami stick, I give you the sensei bunny. It's actually a rodent called a Viscacha, and its closest relative is the chinchilla. But sensei bunny just makes sense, especially since this is their default pose. And it's because where Viscachas live is chilly. It's also kind of cold, so they spend every morning sunbathing and waiting to provide advice to anyone who requires it. Also, I really wish I didn't waste that Chungus joke earlier, because come on, it's right there. And the reason they look like a vertically cheated but horizontally defeated obese wallaby is because, like the chinchilla, the Viscacha has some of the densest fur on the planet. Also, I'll be honest, I knew about the Viscacha. I did not know they could move like that. That's an actual sleeper build. No, they look like they were built to sleep when they're not passing judgment. This is the look of an animal whose natural predator is a P-test. Brother is faded. But yeah, that's a Viscacha. And by the way, if you didn't lose the game already, this next animal almost guarantees you will. Because yeah, there is an animal in this picture, and it's possibly the cutest thing most people know nothing about. And that's because not only is this animal nocturnal and lives in the Amazon equivalent of a penthouse, during the day, it's sleeping in this silk cotton tree camouflaged as a seed pod fiber. And that's how the Silky Anteater got its name. Because when your biggest ops are eagles with some of the best vision on Earth, that is the best you can do. Like the rest of the anteater family, they have claws. And unlike their cousin the sloth, they actually know how to use them. A sleeping Silky will nap with its 4 legs and claws right next to its face. Really not that different from dozing off with a knife under your pillow. They also can eat 5,000 ants a day, and they use that sticky barbed tongue to skewer and trap their protein. And since anteaters have 0 teeth, they have stomachs like bird gizzards designed to grind the ants down. Proof that beauty is subjective, because what's cute to us is a harbinger of death and genocide if you're an ant. But I'm not an ant, and you probably aren't either, so let's just take some time to marvel at this pocket-sized baby-faced dollar brand sloth. And it's not the only token from South America on this list. Cue the hollow knights. This might look like a regular run-of-the-mill bird, but this little dude has one of the coldest pickup lines in the game.
Damn, his wings are doing that noise? Ain't no way he's flapping
That is a Club-winged Manakin singing a love song with his feathers. Basically, this small bird from Central and South America has modified flight feathers, and by vibrating them, the Manakin shoots a shot with a specialized sound that varies by bird. Some Manakins do a solid violin impression, others sound like fireworks on the 4th of July.
Even the
Also, they make
picture
this
can't
Manakin
capture
do a
that shit. The picture can't even pick up the full.
That shit vibrates so hard it makes sounds.
Bro, that shit is going so fast, the picture can't even figure out exactly where
the shit is at.
Like, you still can't. You see 5 different fucking wings, bro.
That's
but I'm over here thinking like it was doing with his mouth, bro.
Hell no.
Yeah, bro, it's so me doing. So you know what I'm saying? He basically doing that. Yeah. But he doing that on 1,000 speed.
He doing it without putting his hand in it. He just.
Nah, I know he might say it, but how many flaps is that in a second?
I don't know, bro.
That's like half a second worth. So that, bro, he probably flapped them bitches at least 20 times. In under like half a second.
A violin impression, others sound like fireworks on the 4th of July. Also, they make this sound by shaking their feathers 100 times a second, twice as fast as a mascot for ADHD, the hummingbird. And they do all this while dancing. They're really the Michael Jackson
Oh,
of
I know
birds.
this bird.
I'm not even gonna pretend like I know everything. I didn't even know they existed until like a week ago. And if it wasn't for
I
a
was
certain
way
holiday,
off.
this next animal might not exist, period.
Oh, yeah, I know this
Also, I
bird.
know the whole crab thing has kind of become a meme, but we're gonna have to talk about how many
Actually, I was kind of
animals
right because I said about 20 times in under half a second, which means like I was close. I was actually pretty close.
Nigga, them niggas do it for 100.
100 flaps in 1 second. God damn.
That's funny.
It's faster than the fucking.
I know those
hummingbird.
birds. Apparently, when they wanna like get like
They
fun
be, they be showing off. They be like,
yeah,
they
they
be
have to
dancing.
like perform and shit to get the female
I've seen
bird.
that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I seen that video one before.
name is a rabbit.
And
This
then
is
once
the
they get
second
her, they
animal
mate
here
with
that
her right
isn't
there,
even
nigga,
remotely
and
related
leave.
to them, yet stole most of their design. The Bilby is another marsupial, meaning this and Snorlax monkey are basically family. The greater Bilby can be found in the harsh, arid deserts of Australia. Now you might be asking, is there a lesser Bilby? And yeah, there was. And now they're dead. So clearly not good enough. The greater Bilby's not that far behind since they're endangered, which is pretty wild for an animal that only gets pregnant for 2 weeks. Not even exaggerating, at about 14 days, Bilbies have one of the shortest cook times of any animal. They're also a close relative of the bandicoot. Yeah, that's a real animal, the more you know. But yeah, greater Bilbies used to inhabit 70%
I heard of
of
a bandicoot.
Australia, and today they're
Crash
barely
Bandicoot.
holding on to less than 20.
No, not
and
Crash,
a big
though.
reason was humans airdropping threats like foxes and feral cats. But these days the word's been getting out about the plight of the appropriation bunny, and they can thank the sale of chocolate Bilbies on Easter. Easter Bilby started in '93, and they've been part of the culture ever since. It's only right that they replaced rabbits, since rabbits are one of the things that got the Bilby population in the mud. But today, there's well over 3,000 of them. Not great, but they're not in the worst spot. They're not as down bad as animal number 8, since there's only hundreds of them left on the planet.
But
Nobody
nigga,
would blame
that's
you if you were in
crazy
their top-
though. They have babies every 2 weeks. Like them niggas only stay pregnant for 2 weeks.
weeks, yeah.
How the fuck are you down? Like he did say they have a they have a short lifespan, but nigga, 2 weeks, bro.
That's crazy.
There's only 3,000
I
on
think
there.
that's the shortest I've ever heard of an animal be pregnant and have babies, bro.
2 weeks, bro.
Since they're shy, endangered, and the only place you can find them is in special underground caves in the Balkans. The Olm is a salamander that's blind, vampire pale, and happens to be one of the most fundamentally confusing animals in the world.
Really?
First of all, they're not born blind, but they lose their eyes a couple months after they're born and even grow a layer of skin over them. Yet they can still detect and avoid light. The Olm can go a whole decade without food by storing important nutrients in their liver. Usually when you talk about animals that live the longest, you're looking at relatively bigger creatures like elephants, whales, and tortoises. This tiny blind salamander has a lifespan more comparable to us at about 70 years, and scientists believe they can max out at well over a century. For reference, there might be an Olm Salamander right now that was alive when World War I popped off. A reason for this is, unlike Archduke Ferdinand, the Olm has 0 enemies. There was even one Olm on record that straight up didn't move for a whole 7 years. The Manakin Challenge was in 2016. Bro just never stopped playing. Olms don't be rushing for anybody, which is why they wait once a decade to get laid. Yeah, they only breed about once every 12 years, which is probably why there's only an estimated 400 in stock. They done protected their piece so much that their whole community finna rest in it. And for animal number 9, you're gonna have to hear me out. Hyenas aren't unknown at all, but out of the 4 species of them, the brown hyena is by far the rarest and least talked about. Which sucks, because they're actually one of my favorite predators in Africa, because I love me an underdog. They're not really great hunters and will often get checked by lions and even their own spotted cousins. Not to mention wild dogs and jackals can get their licks in on their cubs. But brown hyenas are also major kleptos that'll pocket kills from their competition. Sometimes they'll body a 5v1 against cheetahs and walk away with their food and their pride. 2 things I think are pretty dope about them is 1, even though they're not dogs, brown hyenas have a social structure a lot like a wolf pack with the 2 parents and all their kids. And number 2 is that they managed to turn an abandoned town into a nursery. There's an old ghost town in the Namibian desert that has no trace of humans, yet brown hyenas use the desolate houses and empty mines as dens to keep their kids in while they go grocery shopping, which can mean up to 20 miles of walking a day. One famous hyena mother has apparently lived in these forgotten ruins for 15 years and even raised 9.
Bro, why did I thought you was in that room, bro? And that motherfucker pull up on him, bro.
One famous hyena mother has apparently lived in these forgotten ruins.
Don't it look like it?
Oh, like
it
the
looked like
camera
National
guy?
Geographic guy was in that fucking room and the animal pull up from behind him. I'm about to smack this black ass nigga.
Even
Probably
raised
saw the
9
camera.
generations of cubs and counting. Moral of the story, hyenas deserve better, and Simba really ain't for putting them out like this. That ain't even close to how hard humanity has violated the last animal here. This isn't a raccoon, skunk, or a cat. It's one of the members of the cat side of the carnivore family, specifically called feliform, which makes this result of an over-the-hedge orgy more related to hyenas than they are to the raccoons they cosplay as. The African civet is only one of over a dozen species of civets seasoned across Africa and Asia. The raccoon colorway is actually a form of camouflage, since the patterns break up their outline and makes it harder to spot them in the bush. You might not have seen them in the flesh and fur, but you might have heard about them, especially if you drink coffee. Because the world's most expensive and gate-kept coffee, Kopi Luwak, is made from the coffee beans found in the poop of the Asian palm civet. How they literally put 2 and 2 together to come up with that, I don't want to know. And of course, this domain
So these are niggas that make the poop coffee.
caged and force-fed coffee beans in order to supply. Full disclosure, I don't drink coffee, so I really wouldn't know, but there's no way it can be worth it. And it's not even the only civet to get its brown eye exploited by people. That was a wild sentence. African civets produce a musk, this white, nasty-smelling stuff that scientists like to call civet butter. Civets use it to mark their territory, but somehow people figured out they can use its butt glands for perfume, specifically Chanel No. 5. And they get the juices they need by scraping it from the civet's pink balloon knot. So if you have some
Damn.
Chanel on deck and it says natural ingredients on the bottle, there's a good chance it came from,
You looking at me. I know
Chanel.
you use that shit.
I know all the women, it's grown women too, but
Yeah, you use that shit. I know you looking at me right now. You use that shit. You smell,
like straight
butt,
butthole.
nigga. Yeah, straight ass crack. Yeah, that's no wherever you
Balloon
smelling
knot.
that you think smell nice. That's some ass crack right
you said
there.
Chanel No. 5?
Might as well
what's
start
Chanel?
spraying your own shit on yourself.
Booty cheeks.
Because I know Chanel No. 5 usually for like older women and shit, so
Uh-oh.
it's the old women.
Yeah, the old ones smell like straight motherfucking butt.
But yeah, civets in general are pretty cool. They can actually be super affectionate when raised by people. And if I had to pick a favorite, I'd have to go with Alston's palm civet. Literally only because I think they're cool looking. I mean, you're gonna tell me I'm wrong? So yeah,
That
that's
shit look
an animal
ugly as
probably
fuck.
I've never seen before. Except when I was making this list, I was stuck at 11 and could not decide what animal to leave off. But then I realized I have free will, and this is my channel, so y'all get a bonus animal and probably my favorite animal on here. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the tree kangaroo. Specifically the Goodfellows tree kangaroo. Like the name suggests, this kangaroo's entire personality is trees. They're mad awkward on land, but they can jump from a height of 3 stories and fully tank the fall damage. They're kind of like the Cuscus because of where and how they live. A lot of people in the same area as them have no clue they exist. But unlike the Cuscus, who looks like the drop bear Aussies keep warning us about, the Goodfellow genuinely looks like a tree-loving teddy bear. And it's not just them. There's 14 flavors of branch bears, including the incredibly rare tenkyle, with only hundreds of them alive today. And the Wandiwa tree kangaroo, who scientists genuinely believe went extinct after going off the grid for 90 years. Until they randomly just popped up out of nowhere. And for y'all that don't understand, it's like the science equivalent of Tupac being alive this entire time in Cuba. Proof when it comes to nature, the only thing we know for sure is that we really don't know much at all.
We don't know
That's gonna do it
shit.
for this video. Make sure to check out my TikTok and Instagram for more consistent uploads as you wait for the next video. And if you'd like to support this channel even more, becoming a patron on Patreon earns you access to exclusive content, videos before I post them, and you can even help vote on my next video. In fact, if you're already a patron, you probably voted for this one. But like I always say, it's more for like leftover money you're not gonna miss. Don't feel like you have to give anything, because really, if you watched the video this far, you've done more than enough. But make sure you drink water, hug your mother. Do let me know how many animals I stumped you on. I'm
What about
actually
my
curious. And I'm
All
gonna
of
see
them.
y'all.
All of
in the
them.
next
Every
one.
single one of them.
Now tell me, y'all see that shit? You think that's a fucking kangaroo, nigga?
Hell no.
I mean, that's still like kind of cute though, low key.
That motherfucker is cute, but nigga,
When they're small,
even a grown nigga look like a baby, nigga.
I mean, when they're small, they look cute. The big one look.
Now the big one look like a baby too. Nigga, they got the
big
baby
ones look like a
face.
baby, yeah. Big ones also look like they grumpy, bro.
Yeah, the big one like they gonna fuck you up.
Rubber.
Which one blew your mind the most, bro?
Blew my mind the most. The one that lives almost a century
Yes.
in that cave
Yeah, that shit.
by
bro.
itself.
That motherfucker can lay in one spot
and
for
that
7
motherfucker,
years.
yeah, he
And
might
then
make
the other
it.
one that was like pregnant for like
Yeah,
2
2
fucking
weeks,
weeks.
yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, the fact that that other one, bro, is like, bro, they can go like fucking 10 years without eating, bro.
Yes, bro, because they have certain nutrients in their fucking body or some shit like that keeps them.
Man, God be making some stuff sometimes that you be like, what the fuck, bro?
Imagine just doing this for fucking 7 years, but
Just sitting there like,
bro.
at that point you in a coma, nigga. Like,
Imagine, bro. Imagine you have a girlfriend that she always nagging, bro, and she just kept going, and this is you.
For 7 years.
No, I'm not phased, bro.
for 7 years.
For
bro.
7 years, nigga, she gonna give up at some point, nigga, because you not moving from this.
Even when she give up, yo ass is still like this.
I'm already done with you. I don't know what you here for.
I said 10 years hit. Let me go get some food. I got some food.
all right, I'll be back. I'm gonna go get some milk.
And I come back, go to sleep. Alright, that's it for this video, man.
Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoyed. Please don't forget to
Like, share, subscribe if you're new. God loves you. God bless you. And we'll be out of here.